You don't need fixing, you need safety. Hi, champions. I'm Dr. Meghna Dikshit, author of You Matter, and I'm thrilled to welcome you to our channel. Here we explore the fascinating realms of the mind and brain, share the secrets to success, help you heal your past, and prepare for a brilliant future. If you are new, don't forget to subscribe and ring that notification bell. And to all our returning viewers, a heartfelt welcome. Now, if you're ready to dive into this incredible topic, type dive in the chat box right now. But before that, just remember to check the caption. There are two ways I can help you achieve more in your life. First is to join my live seminar, learn how to train your brain and unlock your full potential to achieve all your goals. And second is to get my book, You Matter. Start your personal growth journey with me today by purchasing this book. Both the links are posted in the caption. Now let's come back to the topic. Have you ever noticed moments in your life where you want to be loved, supported, and understood? But the moment someone comes close, you pull back. Or moments where you genuinely feel hurt, rejected, or abandoned. But instead of expressing your needs clearly, you either collapse emotionally or protect yourself so strongly that people feel shut out. This is what I call wounded vulnerability. It is a place where our deepest desire for connection meets our deepest fear of being hurt again. Today, I want to help you understand what wounded vulnerability really is, how it shows up in relationships, the neuroscience behind it, and most importantly, how you can heal it. So get ready and let's begin. Type ready in the chat box. So, what is wounded vulnerability? Wounded vulnerability is an emotional state where your inner child's pain, your past trauma, and your fear of rejection collide at the same time. It's when you deeply want connection, but your nervous system does not feel safe enough to allow it. And this creates an inner conflict. I want closeness, I want to protect myself. Both are true, both are powerful, and both fight inside you. Wounded vulnerability is not manipulation, it is not drama, it is not attention seeking. It is the raw, unhealed part of you that has learned love is unsafe, honesty leads to rejection, opening up equals danger, sharing my needs will get me abandoned. So your brain protects you even when you don't need protection. I remember this client of mine had visited my clinic for Panchkarma treatment. Before I design the package, I do personal consultation with my clients. During this consultation, I found this person very aloof and distant. Post the consultation, when we stood up and I put forward my hand for a handshake, he was hesitant to initially shake my hand to say a goodbye. Over the next few weeks, as he began the treatment, my interactions with him increased and he began to open up. He was the only child of his parents. His dad was an ultra strict person. Smallest mistake and he would burst in anger. One particular time, my client was 8 years old. He was asked to set the dinner table and he dropped a bowl on the floor. The bowl broke into pieces. His father got very angry and started shouting. Those were winter days and his family lived in Delhi. As a punishment, his father asked him to strip off his clothes and made him stand outside the house in the veranda whole night. This boy spent the entire night shivering in the cold. His mother was a silent witness to this harsh treatment. He had got very emotional narrating this incident. So I leaned forward to gently comfort him. And he jerked back and said, "It's okay. It was many years ago. Now I'm fine." He completely shut down. Wounded vulnerability begins early. If you grew up in an environment where you were shamed for having emotions, your needs were dismissed, adults were inconsistent or unpredictable, you were made responsible for others' feelings, or you only received love when you behaved in a certain way. When your nervous system learned this rule, vulnerability is dangerous. So now, as an adult, asking for help feels unsafe. Receiving love feels overwhelming. Expressing pain feels like burdening others. Being honest feels like a risk. Opening up feels like surrendering power. Your brain simply repeats the pattern it believes will keep you safe. Let's now see what are some of the signs of wounded vulnerability in adults. So, wounded vulnerability shows up in subtle ways. First is emotionally shutting down. You go numb when you feel overwhelmed, your mind goes blank, you withdraw instead of speaking. Second is overreacting to small things. A small comment feels like a deep wound because it touches an old pain. Third is struggling to ask for support. You hesitate to say, I need help, I'm hurting, I feel insecure. You fear being seen as weak. Fourth is self protective walls. You keep people at a distance to avoid disappointment. Fifth is avoiding vulnerability. You avoid honest conversations even when you crave closeness. Sixth is emotional collapsing. You break down easily, not because you're weak, but because your emotional container is already full. Seventh is anxiety around intimacy. Your heart wants love, but your nervous system fears it. So, what is happening here in the brain and body when wounded vulnerability shows up? The amygdala, your fear alarm, it senses emotional threat. When you feel exposed or vulnerable, it triggers fight, flight, freeze. This is why your chest tightens, your throat closes, or you pull back emotionally. Your brain believes vulnerability is equal to danger. Your prefrontal cortex shut down. This is your logical, rational part of your brain. Under emotional stress, it goes offline. So you can't find the right words, you can't explain your emotions, you can't think clearly. Say things you don't mean or stay silent even when you want to talk. And this is not your fault, this is biology. The nervous system goes into survival mode. Your autonomic nervous system shifts into hyperarousal, that is fight or flight, or hypoarousal, that is freeze and collapse. And this results in racing thoughts, overwhelm, numbness, shutting down, clinging, and disconnecting. Your body is protecting you the only way it knows how. Oxytocin is the bonding hormone. When you want closeness but fear it, your body experiences attachment conflict. This conflict creates anxiety, mixed signals, inconsistent behavior. You may pull someone close one moment and push them away the next. The memory trigger happens when your partner, friend, or colleague does something small, your brain connects it to an old emotional wound. For example, someone not replying feels like childhood neglect. A tone of voice feels like past criticism. Someone stepping away feels like abandonment. Your reaction is often bigger than the situation because it is tied to the past, not to the present. So, here I want to give you a truth bomb. Wounded vulnerability is not weakness. Many people judge their own wounded vulnerability. They think, why am I like this? Why do I overreact? Why can't I be stronger? But wounded vulnerability is not a character flaw. It is a nervous system response. It has become a survival pattern. That survival pattern has gotten converted into a trauma imprint. And this trauma imprint has now become a learned emotional adaptation. Your brain did this to protect you, not to punish you. So, my dear champion, healing this pattern is powerful and absolutely possible. So, I'm going to tell you exactly how you are going to do that. The example that I gave about the gentleman earlier, well, he healed the wounded vulnerability within him, invited a beautiful partner in his life. He is very well settled now and has 3 beautiful children. It is possible. So let's understand how. Step 1, build emotional safety with yourself. Before you trust others, you must trust yourself. It is okay for me to feel. My emotions matter. I'm allowed to need support. Acknowledging your feelings to yourself is the first step. Practice regulating your nervous system on daily basis. Healing begins in the body. Deep breathing, grounding yourself, doing somatic exercises, tapping on your thymus in your regular intervals, and taking slow, measured breaths. This calms the amygdala and brings the prefrontal cortex back online. Communicate your feelings in simple language. Learning to express to others what you feel becomes an important step in healing. Begin slow. Instead of shutting down or exploding, you can take few deep breaths and say, in this moment, I'm feeling hurt. I shall connect back later. Honesty creates safety. And then let's save people in. Be a part of a community that is like minded and supportive. Choose people who listen, respect boundaries, don't shame emotions. Safe relationships are medicine for wounded vulnerability. Heal that inner child. This is deep work. So connect with a therapist, mentor, coach who will guide you in inner child healing. Repair attachment patterns. We all form different attachment patterns. What is your attachment pattern? Is it avoidant dismissive or fearful avoidant or anxious preoccupied? You can watch my videos on these topics on the same channel. Once you know what attachment style you are demonstrating, then healing becomes easy. Wounded vulnerability is not a weakness, it is a wound that wants to be healed. And the moment you learn to regulate, communicate, and allow yourself to be held, your brain rewires. Vulnerability becomes strength. Connection becomes easy. And your relationships transform. If this message resonated with you, share it with someone who needs this reminder today. And if you'd like to explore more about emotional healing, the mind-body connection, and breaking subconscious patterns, subscribe to the channel and let's walk this journey of inner transformation together. Until then, next time.